So, are you ready to play some more? Something I briefly mentioned but never discussed was the styling of these wigs. Even when I first showed the dolls in all their wigs, I had already pre-styled or fiddled with almost all of them. In this video, I will discuss my techniques for styling the wigs. The simplest technique is to move the part further to the left or right of the original part, where you'll find a natural break in the wefts or the tracks. This break may have a wider gap that looks more natural. In Marilyn's case, the under portion is black, making it appear like her natural routage is beginning to show. Use glue or gel to keep the swept over hair in place. It doesn't take much, and you can use a blow dryer to quickly dry it into place. You can see most of her hair still has a very natural flow. I also did a boil dip to her hair later to encourage the hair to stay in place. I did the same technique with Linda, where the feathery bang adds a softer look to the wig and detracts focus from the part itself. While waiting for these dolls, I watched several tutorials from the human wig community. One trick they have is to comb the hair up and away from the face, and that it makes it appear as if the hair is coming from the scalp. For glue, I recommend going back to basics. Just regular Elmer's glue, which you can get at Dollar Tree for $1.25. I did the same side sweep for Elle. I originally co-washed it and hot water rinsed it. But this wig texture is soft and wispy and sort of wild. The type of doll hair you would usually avoid combing and brushing because you might lose the curl pattern, smoothness, or experience tangles, making the hair into a frizzy mess. Basically, it's black people hair, or my hair at least. Do not touch the hair unless water and potentially conditioner is involved. I finally did boil rinse it, and the boiling water is amazingly necessary to calm the hair. Here's a wonderful example of a boil wash by Barbie Nation, my favorite thing to watch him do. The Hime wig looked like this out of the box. I had no choice but to hot rinse it to fix the bang, but after that I didn't have any problems with it, and I like it as it is. Is it because I'm black and have a fro that I find the afro to be the most easy to manipulate and forgiving hairstyle there is? You just fluff it to fix it. You can just wrap a band around the front to push the hair back or create a side part, use 2 rubber bands, and give her afro puffs. A quick side note on Shakisha. I know, I'm always talking about her. She's technically a flawed doll. Now, a well-drawn face, the ears start at the crack of the eye and starts across from the bottom of your nose. Her eyes are about 1 to 2 millimeters too low, which was throwing on her face. With all the touch-ups I've done, I've gotten quite used to her, and I really do like her face now. So on the wig Shakisha is wearing, I'm going to move the part over, even though I don't mind the part. Because of the texture of this bob, it's not going to easily be swept over. So I'm going to use glue to hold it in place and then blow dry it down. I'll fluff out the sides because I don't want it to be too stiff looking, but you can see from the front the hard part is hidden. I can still comb it up in a way to appear more rooted. I've saved the worst for last. This wig has had so many iterations in such a small window of time. It was horrible in the beginning with a really bad part. Initially I tried to pluck it, but then I didn't have the patience. Then I swept the hair up, trying to hide the part. I tried co-washing and hot water rinsing. I tried a big bouffant. It was still so hay-like in the back. I finally did do a boil wash, and it finally started to relax. I was considering cutting it to this shape, but I'm not a hairdresser. I can play with existing hair, but cutting, I have PTSD. I'ma get back to that for the record. So, cutting doll's hair. I'm just going to cut it a tad bit shorter based on where the unevenness already exists. Can you believe this wig was shaped like this? Like, what the heck? So, this is it. I've done my very first Barbie doll haircut, because I have cut hair for the Kens before. I'll try to clean it up a bit more. I'm going to wet the hair and curl it under on setting 7, which is still low. The curling will also hide any cutting mistakes I make. It looks a little airy since it's wet, but it seems like it came out good. I won't know until it dries. I'm going to save the cut pieces for when I flock the guys' faces. The hair is dry. It looks good, but I prefer the hair out of the face, so I might use some glue. And this is what it looks like. This style may be a little 80s, but I like it. I'll try it out on the other dolls to see how this style works for everyone. While I show how they all look in the fixed wig, I'll do a little story time about why I have PTSD regarding cutting Barbie dolls' hair. My sister and I have collected dolls since we were young, and she knew that I really liked this doll she had where you move the legs and the arms move like she's walking. I was given a new Barbie doll, and I believe it was like a California beach Barbie, and she had tan lines where her bathing suit was, and she had beautiful hair. So my sister knew that I liked the doll, so she asked me to trade it for my brand new doll. And she decided she wanted to curl the doll's hair. So you know where that's going, right? She burned it all off, and then she forced me to take the doll back because it was my doll, and she swears she never traded it with me. So I'm still a little bitter about it. And also I couldn't tell my mom, or she said she wouldn't play dolls with me anymore. And she's 6 years older than me, so yeah, that's my story. This is the longest video I've made yet, and it took too long. It's time for bed and time to stop playing. So till next time, thanks for playing dolls with me.